First, I want to look at how challenges are helpful and even required for a healthy brain development. In John Ratey's book, Spark, that you read a chapter from in Lesson 4, he addressed this apparent need for challenges and stimulation in Chapter 3. On page 61, he states, "What's gotten lost amid all this advice about how to reduce the stress of modern life is that challenges are what allow us to strive and grow and learn. The parallel on the cellular level is that stress sparks brain growth. Assuming that the stress is not too severe and that neurons are given time to recover, the connections become stronger and our mental machinery works better. Stress is not a matter of good or bad, it's a matter of necessity." On page 67, he continues, "It seems that, like stress itself, cortisol isn't simply good or bad. A little bit helps wire memories, too much suppresses them, and overload can actually erode the connections between your neurons and destroy memories." In his last statement we just read there about what happens when there is an overload of stress on the growing brain segues into the adverse effects on the brain that I want to point out. Here I want to show you a quick clip from Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child. This clip will give you a better visual of what is going on, more than I could do with just words.
Learning to deal with stress is an important part of healthy development. When experiencing stress, the stress response system is activated. The body and brain go on alert. There's an adrenaline rush, increased heart rate, and an increase in stress hormone levels. When the stress is relieved after a short time, or a young child receives support from caring adults, the stress response winds down and the body quickly returns to normal. In severe situations, such as ongoing abuse and neglect, where there is no caring adult to act as a buffer against the stress response stays activated. Even when there is no apparent physical harm, the extended absence of response from adults can activate the stress response system. Constant activation of the stress response overloads developing systems, with serious, lifelong consequences for the child. This is known as toxic stress. Over time, this results in a stress response system set permanently on high alert. In the areas of the brain dedicated to learning and reasoning, the neural connections that comprise brain architecture are weaker and fewer in number. Science shows that the prolonged activation of stress hormones in early childhood can actually reduce neural connections in these important areas of the brain at just the time when they should be growing new ones. Toxic stress can be avoided if we ensure that the environments in which children grow and develop are nurturing, stable, and engaging.
To conclude that video here is a statement from Jack Shonkoff, who's the director of the Center of the Developing Child there at Harvard. In another paper on the subject, he said, "This isn't just a hocus-pocus black box. It literally disrupts the brain architecture, and we can see it happening." So, what we have learned so far is, like most things in life, when it comes to challenges and stressors in our lives and the lives of our children, we all need a balance. As Dr. Ratey said, when it comes to the brain and stress, a little bit helps with wiring, too much stunts it, and an overload wipes the wiring out.